Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about this. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about rumors. Let's talk about facts.
We gon' talk about life. We gon' talk about death. Romance, finances, generational wealth.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Woo!
Let's talk about it.
How y'all doing? Welcome. You know what today is? Today is Thursday, and we're here with
Let's talk about it.
I am Marsha E. Dudley.
And I am Etoya Lewis, and I'm a whole lot of woman, honey. Why she like when I do that though?
I do.
I know you do.
It's funny. So
I know
y'all,
you do.
we got some conversation tonight. This conversation tonight is just
It may be uncomfortable for some people.
it's just overwhelming. It's a lot. I'm gonna let you kick this off.
Well, I got to kick
This
it
is
off.
your
Okay.
look, this is your show.
So I don't know if you all have been watching the internet. Oh, before we even do all that,
Mm-hmm.
how was your Valentine's
Oh, it was good. It was real good. How was
and your
yours?
anniversary?
It was good. It was good. How was yours?
Nice. Everything was well.
Mhm.
Everything did real good. I had my god baby,
Oh yeah.
and that baby's so delicious. She's so delicious. Oh, she
tell
just
you.
melts my heart.
And she's just in love with y'all.
Mm.
Mm.
So that's what we do. We celebrate Valentine's with the kiddos. Hopefully, everyone had a beautiful Valentine's Day, and you did great and wonderful things with your loved one.
And if you were single, it's okay. Be happy by yourself.
Which brings us to if loving you is wrong. That's our topic for tonight.
Yeah.
If loving you is wrong.
It makes you want to go, if loving you is wrong,
Hey.
I don't want to be right. That's it.
Okay. Because we don't have money to be paying
I'm
for that
telling you.
song. And I'm probably gonna say her name wrong, but Risa Tisa or Ressa Tessa, however she says it, I don't know. But if y'all looked it up, it's 52 parts to a Marsha shakes her head because she's like, ain't no way in the world I'm watching 52 parts. But she has it on like a thing where you can do like audiobook, where you play it and it'll play all of them.
Or you can go to Reddit and get the Cliff Note version.
But the Cliff Note version leaves so much
it
out.
leaves out a lot because when she was telling me, I was like, I didn't read any of that.
Mm.
It's a lot. So give them the
You want me to give
Cliff
them
Note version.
It's hard to give a Cliff Note version. So this girl, she was on these dating apps, and she matched with a guy, and she matched on 2 different sites. But on one, he had his full name, and on the other, he had like a nickname. Like if his name was Matthew, then it was like Matt on the other one. Either way, they matched on both sites as being compatible. And so they were talking, and they went out to on a first date. And on her way to the date, her tire blew completely out.
Mm-hmm.
And she called him to cancel the date. He met her where she was at, where the tire blew out at, had them come pick the car up, went and had her tire, paid for her tire, then took her out to dinner. They had a late dinner.
Captain Save-'em.
Mm-hmm. And she was like, oh my goodness. This is my prince. Oh, thank you, Lord. Oh, I guess it had been about 2 years since her last actual relationship or something like that. Anyway, everything just wasn't right. And this happened in 2020. So March 2020, she met the guy, they did the date thing, and about 2-3 weeks later, they shut everything down. and they had to decide if they was going to quarantine together. They decided to quarantine together at her town house, and they were so in love. That's the reason why we call it "If Loving You Is Wrong."
And it was wrong. Go ahead.
Because in that loving, being together, quarantine, all this us time, they feel like they're getting to know each other.
Mm-hmm.
She got pregnant. She had a miscarriage. She had the operation, like she got pregnant in like June,
Mm-hmm.
miscarried. They did the operation to get the baby out like July.
Mm-hmm.
All kinds of, it was just so much that happened.
Mm-hmm.
And in all of this, he's showing her things, saying he got pre-approved for a $750,000 mortgage. He has her out looking at houses, and he's telling the real estate people, I'm gonna do cash, and nothing ever goes through because he's adamant about not showing them his proof of funds.
But hold on, he showed his proof of funds.
No, he never showed the proof that he had the $700-something thousand.
I thought he did a printout.
He showed the
bank statement,
the Chase pre-approval letter.
Uh-huh.
So, but when he gets to these homes, he's like, you know what? I just want to. I want to do. I just want to pay for it.
Because in the realtor world, you can have, okay, you say I want to buy cash for a house. You show the pre-approval letter, then we're going to say, okay, cool. I need to see proof of funds. And brother man,
he didn't want to show proof of funds. He wanted them to accept his offer, and
Mhm.
then he was like, he was sure. So he kept going back and forth with the real estate agent. They did this several times over a course of like 6 months.
But, and I want to interject there, but she still hung in there.
Yes. And also in between that, he kept taking her to test drive cars, all these different luxury cars, so she can get, and he was like, I'm going to get it. I'm going to buy it for you. I'm going to buy it for you. Never did so. So this was, like I said, they met March 2020. They got married January the 5th. She said she knew there was trouble, real trouble, although all kinds of stuff happened prior to this, by January the 31st. Is that not crazy?
Yeah.
And it was lie after lie after lie after lie after lie. She's meeting people. He said this was his aunt. This is his brother, met 2 brothers. She was like, oh, he has this many brothers and this many sisters and da-da-da-da-da. It was COVID, so it was a lot of phone talks and this, that, and the other.
But y'all, the part that I read, she said that he would be on the phone like, yeah, uh-huh. My mama said, hey. I mean, or her mama,
the brother.
My brother said, hey. Yeah. Tisa, my brother said, I showed him a picture. You look real fly. He said, yeah. And I almost called him. He wasn't talking to nobody.
Hadn't talked to his brother in years.
Yeah.
He was giving her all kinds of stories about his cousin and his grandmother and grandfather and how they died from COVID. And guess what, y'all? They had already been dead way before 2020.
Yeah.
He had wives that he didn't tell her about, criminal record, all kinds of, it was just, I know a lot of people like, that's just a lot of 10 minutes. Them 52 is a lot of 10 minutes.
It was too much.
It's a lot of 10 minutes, and a lot of people got a lot going on. I didn't have enough going on because I had to see all of it.
Mm-mm.
So
go on TikTok.
Megan said he was a mental patient.
Yeah.
And he had to be, he had conversations with his brother every morning at the same time.
Because he was
for a whole year.
Because he was setting an alarm on his phone to go in there and be like this. Hey Carlos. Yeah. I saw it. I saw the game too. Tisa.
So have any of you ever been in a relationship with someone that was a pathological liar?
Okay, but before we go there, I think that we got to talk about Risa. I know that she said, yeah, you know, she owned up to it, but women, how we going to,
She was desperate. She was desperate for someone to love her. Have any of you ever been desperate for somebody to be with you? And what were you willing to accept? Do you know anyone who has been in a relationship just because they needed someone to love them so badly and know that they were only using them in the process?
And she thought he had a whole bunch of money because he presented himself as
Erica said, hell no. Yes, this is a true story. Greg, you definitely have to listen. It was definitely a Lifetime movie. As I was listening to her tell her story, I saw it all, and I was like, she can definitely sell this to Lifetime.
It was too much. I'm not gonna lie to you. He
was playing with her emotions because she's already told him, you know, I grew up poor, da 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 da. So he's telling her that he's a vice president of a condiment company or something like that. And she said, you know, he would always wear like the basic employee uniform to work. But he was like, no, because I'm on the floor making sure everything is together. So I ain't no need for me to wear no suit. And ain't no need for me to do this.
But what brother you know is a VP of anything and walking around here with an orange that reflectors suit on?
Megan said she wanted to be married too bad.
Yeah.
Love is blind.
But
so was she in it for the money? I don't believe she was in it for the money. I believe that he dangled money and possessions in front of her. And no one had ever done that before. Just like when the tire burst and he just came to her rescue, she probably had never had anything like that happen. So it took her off guard and she let her guards down. She said it was so many red flags, but she didn't care. She didn't care. Listen, she said, show me your account. Because he told her we should put our money together. She said, show me your. She was like, now listen, I didn't have anything because she said she had like $1,500 in her account. And when he showed the first account, it was like $9,000. And then he showed her the savings account balance and it was like $15,000. And he kept telling her about these two accounts, offshore account and something else. So apparently, well, supposedly he was a arena football player. Now, I don't know nothing about no arena football other than what Carlos told me.
But we live in a world of Google. She could have Googled all of this stuff. That's what I'm saying. I just feel like she was stupid. I can't. I don't know what else to call her.
Carlos said he never showed her proof of nothing. He did. He showed her. He had a printout from Chase Bank to him. How he manipulated it, I don't know. For a pre-approval for a $750,000 home.
Oh, he went to PDF Override. I got one of those on my job.
And as far as the bank account statements, it was something that he had screenshot and just act like he was pulling up his account and flipped it and was like, and she saw the $9,000 and he went to the other one, screenshot, and here, $15,000.
But he already had them in his phone, and when he was doing like this, he was going through his pictures to that folder.
But she saw it. She didn't say, well, go back out and let me see how you logged in.
Yeah.
So she took him at his word in showing her those two accounts. But when it came to the accounts that had the big money in it, where he could just pay for a $750,000 house, he was like, I'm never showing you that because my uncle said blah blah blah. This uncle don't even exist.
Let me tell y'all something. For all the ladies that are single, if a man ever tell you that he got money in his offshore account, don't believe that. Don't fall for that.
So Carlos is exactly right because he says that. So she sounds like She was desperate for love and overlooked all of his BS. And
Yes.
that's what she admitted to. She said she wanted a husband and she wanted children. She wanted a house. She wanted all of that. And all the relationships that she had prior, they didn't pan out the same way.
But my thing is, if and you got on the car part, he kept telling her they were going to go look at all these expensive cars. She finally got a car, but she got like what, some base model car,
Mm-hmm.
and he was supposed to be paying the payments on it.
He was helping her pay the payments.
Okay.
Megan said that's when she started opening her eyes when he wouldn't show her the offshore accounts. Because in that time, when she put her foot down about them putting their account money together, is because he wouldn't show the accounts. And she was like, I don't know. It's something about it I just can't trust. Carlos said she has self-esteem issues and he has a personality disorder.
I believe that. He definitely had a personality disorder.
You got something.
To keep up that lie, just it's too much.
It's a lot of work.
But I think he believed it.
That's what I said.
I think he believed it. So in his world, all of that stuff was real.
Because he took her to a church in Augusta and said, this was my mom and dad built this church. They founded this church. And the brother was like, when she finally talked to the brother, a church? My daddy ain't never been in no church other than to get married to my mama. Never, and mama barely went to church. He said that his dad was a police officer. No, he worked as a corrections officer at a prison or somewhere for a moment, and then he became a truck driver.
So I believe he had trauma in his life, and he created this world.
He definitely created the relationships with his brothers, and he had a whole twin brother that he didn't tell her about. He told her he had all these brothers and sisters, and she thought she met two of the brothers. But you know how people go, that's my brother.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it is. We brothers. Mickey said he wanted to be his twin. I believe he did. Because everything that the twin had, he said he had.
Oh. Okay, I didn't know that part. I didn't get that part in the Cliff Note version. Oh my God, he assumed his twin's life.
Mentally.
Okay, this is crazy.
The whole time he's telling her he's a VP at this place. He's a forklift driver. And it's temp work that he got fired from, but he said he was leaving.
And he was going over. Didn't he have some more girlfriends?
He had prostitutes. He was paying a prostitute, but he stopped sleeping with the woman he just married. And she could see when he was down and out or whatever, she got his phone and screenshot all the stuff, everything that was happening. It was a mess. He was doing the most. Megan is stupid. Now you're not gonna talk about my cousin. But I'm laughing at that, but that's exactly what it was. Because everybody in his actual family said that he's always been a liar. From when he was a kid, he had messed up relationships with everybody in his family.
But I think he needs to be in a mental institution. There's not, it's not a wonder he didn't kill his brother and just take over his life. He's crazy.
Well, his brother had a wife and kids. And where were they? Tennessee? Y'all tell me where the twin brother was at. He had 2 wives and a girlfriend. He didn't even tell her about the other wife. That $60 head. Prostitutions are healthcare workers who provide a service. Shut up, Greg.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was Tennessee.
It was too much. I'm not gonna lie to you. I just feel like I don't even know if I would have posted all of that. But she can definitely get a Lifetime movie. I guarantee Lifetime gonna get her.
Okay, so one of the things that she said was that she always wanted to go to Paris and London. This man knew this. Did a whole itinerary thing and put it on the table for her to see it and told her, we're going to go this summer. This is her dream vacation.
Yeah, he was doing too much.
Like every chance he got, he tore her spirits down for what she wanted. Like if you can feel or like you can touch what you want and then somebody just snatch it from you. That's crazy as hell to me. That's crazy as hell. So back to my original question. Pokey. Talking about Pokey, is that you?
He was getting the draws, dog. Yes. Narcissistic.
So does anyone have a story where they know somebody was with somebody who just wasn't good for them and was lying at every chance they got about everything? Have you ever known anybody? I don't know if I know anybody that just like lies to that magnitude, because that's huge.
To me, that's mental issue huge.
Yes, like you got to.
It's too much work to me. I'm
I feel
lazy.
like he did it all intentionally. Like even from taking her to the grave site and say, "Oh yeah, that my grandmother was buried right here." And why?
Yeah.
You're mentally messing with this woman.
Yeah.
Shut up, Mickey. I don't know that to be his story to where everything is a lie, but it's pathological liar adjacent.
Adjacent. It's either it is or it ain't.
Adjacent.
So the other thing that really just floored me was that I feel like I understand we say, okay, well, she has low self-esteem. I don't know about self-esteem, was an issue. But I
don't feel like it was. I think it was desperation because self-esteem means you don't. I feel like she settled, not necessarily because she had low self-esteem. She just wanted what she wanted, and he was willing to give it to her. She didn't have anybody else willing to give it to her because any of her previous boyfriends asked her to marry them, she probably would have done it.
Okay.
She specifically said
a little bit of self-esteem.
She specifically said, I wanted the husband, the children, the home. I wanted that. And every time he took me to these homes, I could see myself in there cooking. I could see myself, like he was feeding her something that she wanted.
How many times, though, does a person get to lie to you and you still hold on to what they're saying?
She said eventually she started taking like what he said as okay, whatever.
Okay, but Toya, he done did a house. He done did the house
several
like
times.
That, the cars like that.
So many. She said she drove so many she didn't even want to drive anymore. Dang.
So at what point was like, you know what? Maybe this what I want is not real. I don't know. I just have a hard time.
Greg said, but if he was mentally ill, he was being normal in his mind. No, because he knew he was deceiving her. And the real estate people, he knew he was deceiving them.
And then tell about the realtor. Even the realtor called her and said,
yeah, the realtor was like, something ain't right because it don't take all this, basically.
Yeah.
Because if the money is there, he's gonna show it.
Yes. So that's what I'm saying. After a while, yeah, you want the picket, the white, the house, the two kids, the house, and the white picket fence. But after a while, it's like some got to click.
So Megan says, you knew he was crazy when he said, I had to marry you, because he knew she was going to stay his girlfriend. She wasn't going to stay his girlfriend. And you know what? When she asked him why, and he told her that, it was like she hurt all over again in the video.
Yeah.
Like she was hurt all over again by him playing on her wanting to be married.
Yeah.
And he knew she wanted marriage. So obviously it was something within the conversation that they had when they first started talking, because he used it against her.
Because this is what he said. Tell me what you want in a man.
Yeah.
And she went, I want him to be blah, 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 blah. That's why you should never tell a man what you're looking for in a man. You tell him
you want your equal.
This is what I would say if I was single. You show me what you got, and I'll know if you're what it is. Because when you tell somebody what you want, they're going to try to be that. If you tell me, well, I like a man, or I like a friend that come pick me up and we do that, blah, blah. I'm going to start picking you up. I'm going to do this and do that. It's not going to be authentic. I'm sending my representative. And all he did was send his representative to her. A lot of times when we date as women, we're not, or even men, a woman will say, what are you looking for in a woman? She's going to try and beat all of that. They're sending you their representative.
Okay, Carlos says she allowed herself to be subjected to this treatment. There's no way this went on this long and she kept putting up with crazy without knowing. Although he preyed on her, she allowed it. True.
I agree.
She did. And she said that. She said, I take responsibility for my actions, my part in everything that happened. But what she wanted to do was put this out to the world. Hey, y'all, don't set yourself up like I set myself up. Okay, Mickey says, I feel like if we wasn't in a placenta, she would have, what? If it wasn't in a placenta, she would have caught on to the lies sooner. And what? I don't know what I mean. I don't know what that mean, Mickey. Oh no. Okay, Megan says, Carlos, she knew she blocked it out a little bit. Yeah, she said that. She said everything that you saying, she said it. Yeah. She said she got exact, and she said God was sending her signs, because her tire blowing out was a sign that God did not want her to go meet this man. And her losing her baby was a sign that God did not want this for her, because that man was not gonna last. In 6 months, they were divorced. They got married in less than a year of knowing each other. Greg said she has to take some responsibility. Yeah, and we've already said she did. Everybody lies on their resume in order to get the job. Embellish a little. You got to boost it up. You got to add some puffer words in it.
But that's why you shouldn't rush into a relationship like she did. She was like, "Oh, let me go ahead and get this quarantine booty," So,
and she said the whole time she felt horrible about it, because her mama would have never went for her living with this man. You don't even know this man. And her mom said she knew something was wrong when she came to live with them after they got married that April. Now, mind you, by that April, everything is pretty much done. She's already found the Facebook messages and all that. So when the mom came, she was like, we're gonna put on this front for mama. But as soon as mama leave, we back. Okay. Yeah. I still want to know what was wrong with him, because how did he lose all this weight in that little bit of time? I think he had AIDS. That's what I think.
And you think
what y'all think? Everybody who watched it, she kept talking about, the pandemic.
Oh.
So what y'all think? What do you think was wrong with him and why he lost so much weight in less than 2 months? He went from a 3X to a large.
Jesus.
What do y'all think was wrong with him? He wasn't able, with his knee, he wasn't going to the bathroom. He was just drinking like Powerade and peeing in the thing because he couldn't get up and go to the bathroom, according to him. He got his ass up when she told him to get out. Get your bitch ass out. I'm going to beat your bitch. He got up in.
Oh. But they were not having sex, right?
Mm-mm.
Oh. I don't know. It sound like
So I'm talking about it might have been Peaches. It could have been Peaches. Y'all know who Peaches is. Poisoning? Somebody was poisoning him? Carlos said, it sounds like poisoning. I don't know. I wish I knew. Because I'm curious to know. So
lupus.
Oh. He probably a diabetic.
I was thinking even maybe a diabetic.
He was probably a diabetic.
Yeah.
If he was that thirsty, if he was that thirsty with all of those drinks around him. This fool said Ozempic. Greg, it's Ozempic.
He probably had diabetes.
He probably had diabetes because diabetes, when you're extremely obese, will make you drop weight like that in no time. Mm-hmm. And so all he was doing, he wasn't eating food. He was just sitting there drinking Gatorade, Powerades, full of sugar. He don't know what's wrong with him.
And yeah, and that's not gonna quench no thirst.
No,
if anything, it's gonna make it worse.
Right. So that's probably what
diabetes.
Was wrong with him. It makes sense.
And they were not having sex at all.
Mm-mm. Okay. I mean, according to her, I don't know what it was. She said that he stopped touching her as soon as they got married. She said as soon as they got married.
He was never attracted to her either then.
I'm pretty sure he wasn't. Lies catching up, begging. Karma, huh? His brother did say he's gotten worse with the lying. His cousin was like, nah, we don't. No, the way she was saying how the brother talked about him, it was funny. It was so funny. That was hilarious. His brother, his VP package didn't come with healthcare. Well, now that we know that he was a temp worker,
yeah,
it just makes sense. Like, you're not gonna get benefits. Like, you're only gonna be here for a couple weeks. But he was there long enough because he was paying all her bills. So what he was making on that job was sufficient.
And he could pay for a prostitute.
And $60 head. That's what it was. $40 for a hand job, $60 for head. Right? Am I tripping?
Oh my God. Is that the going rate? In Nashville?
If loving you was wrong, you really want to know how worse could it be. Yeah, you have to watch it. I mean, I know you working now. This food said rates went up. Inflation.
Probably so. But since 2020, it definitely did. You got to go and look at Risa Tisa.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. And she was saying how much she didn't even tell us. So I could only imagine.
This is Risa Tisa.
It's a lot.
It's Risa M. Tisa. Risa M. Tisa, REESAMTEESA. Yeah,
But
baby.
she announced on what was that yesterday that somebody got her a flight to London and Paris and Delta. Delta gave her free flight, and Hilton got her free stay.
Babe, I'm about to go in here and tell them about
Because they feel like nobody should have to go through all that. But that's what happened when you authentically tell your story. Now, she didn't tell her story and felt like she didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
She confessed that I did this. I saw the signs and I ignored them. He did it 3 times and I stayed with him and I still married him.
Yeah.
I was in the hospital after having my surgery.
I would have been done.
And he couldn't even come up there.
I would have been done.
I lost your baby.
Yeah.
And you can't even come to the hospital. But see, here's the thing why he couldn't come to the hospital and why he had to wait until he got off work. Because he wasn't a VP.
Yeah.
He was the forklift driver. And he just got that job. So he didn't have no time. He can't just be off. But he can't tell her that because then she gonna see.
My thing is he didn't move like a VP. You know what I'm saying?
She said he came home. He left home at the same time every day. He came home at the same time every day.
He had a 9 to 5.
Other than when the last time he started looking for houses.
He had a 9 to 5. My thing is VP, she was, come on, make it make sense.
I don't think that she felt like it didn't make sense. Nothing made sense, and she saw it. She chose.
If we in a VP, if my husband's a VP,
you ain't gonna see him. Is that what you think?
And you're gonna see this man with a laptop. He gonna be doing some VP-ish stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need to see some VP-ish stuff. We need to be rolling around here. You VP. I ain't gonna be walking around here in what kind of car? The base model car, whatever she said.
And kept lying.
Yeah.
Our new garage, our new building is over there where all the VPs
He
and
was
everybody
Tommy
is.
and her. Every time she was talking, I just kept thinking about Tommy. He worked in the black building on the right.
All day. She took off from work to wait for this car that he supposedly got her. And they were supposed to be delivering it.
And he came with a hoopty. And then you know the kind that he had the bass in it. So when he go doo, doo, the whole trunk be moving. It was a hoopty. It had to be. And she had to pay for it.
No, she went and got a car that it wasn't a hoopty, it was a new car that she went and got.
But she said
it wasn't a luxury car.
Yeah, she said it was like a basic car.
No.
I thought she said a basic car.
It wasn't a luxury car.
Okay, see, read it. I got the.
Yeah, she didn't get a luxury car. She got like a Nissan something.
Okay.
It wasn't a luxury car.
I got the Cliff Note
and
version.
She had which was so crazy to me because she had a car that she was like she loved, and she wasn't even looking for anything. But because he put the idea in her head and had her driving, and that's what he did. He made her want things she never even wanted or never thought about wanting. She said she never could see herself in a 4 or 5 bedroom home, but he showed that to her. That's mind screwing this girl on a whole nother level. Y'all can say what you want to, but she said she came from poor, growing up poor. She never really have anything. So she was satisfied with being in her townhouse with 3 bedrooms.
So she came from poor. And when he left, she was still dealing with poor. And in the whole
no.
But the whole time
she actually upgraded herself. He motivated her to upgrade herself.
Okay, but the whole time he was there was no value being added. So you've been
It was
there all-
drive at it. She got motivated. She knew she needed to find a different job. She did not stay at the police department where she was the money that she was making at the police department. She couldn't have that. She couldn't afford that car by herself. But she went and got it thinking, oh, his income, right?
Yeah.
So she said, she told him, I think I'm going to go and get a better job so I can make more money so I can afford this car by myself. And he laughed at her. Yeah, she got a better job. So, yeah, he showed her stuff, made her want something more, and made her go out and do better for her job. So the job that she got was able to pay. She was able to move when her lease was up. She moved to the neighborhood she wanted to move to. I can't remember what town it was, but that's the area of Atlanta she wanted to move in because it was a better area. It was going to be more expensive, but now she could afford to do that. She couldn't afford to do that before. She got another car. It wasn't a luxury car, but she got another car, and she had no desire before him to have a car. So sometimes you got to look at least try to find some of the good in what happened. That's how I look at it. Because things could have definitely been worse.
She married a Charles.
Talking about that's when she got the right social security number. Exactly when she got the right social security number. And once she got that right social security number, and so let me ask y'all this:
when did she get the right social security number?
When she, because the
the
new job,
yeah,
she had to have a background check on her and her husband. So let me ask y'all this: because the wrong social security number was used when they got married, what does that mean for their marriage? They still had to get a divorce. She still had to go through the process of getting a divorce, even though the social security number wasn't right. So what does that? I mean.
She could have asked for an annulment.
I feel like she could have asked for an annulment too.
She could have
for fraudulent something.
Yeah,
because they was only married 6 months.
Yeah, in Texas they says if you went into a marriage under false pretenses, you can. Or yeah, she could have.
Talk about he's beginning to sound more and more like a pimp as y'all tell this story. He wasn't no pimp, baby. I mean, maybe in his mind he was, but he wasn't no pimp at all. But the story was definitely good.
It was a lot.
I stayed there for the whole thing. I was so invested. I saw the whole movie happening.
You can go to Reddit and get the Cliff Note version.
But when you get this Cliff Note version, you're going to miss out on all kinds of stuff.
I did, but I just wanted the high level. I couldn't even take all of it because I listened to one video and I said I was done. He was selling dope. I thought so too. I thought he was selling drugs.
He wasn't selling no drugs. He was probably using some, but he wasn't selling none.
Yeah, I was thinking he was selling drugs at first.
He actually tried to rob. He tried to rob. Who he tried, y'all? Who did he
try to rob?
Who did he try to? He dressed up as the police officer. This is serious business. I told you that's why he went to prison for impersonating a police officer.
Oh,
he
Lord.
dressed up as a police officer with his daddy old badge from when he was a correctional something.
This is getting worse and worse.
Listen, as she was telling the stories, I was like, there is no way all this happened in 18 months. There's no way all this happened in 18 months, but it did.
But it did. I just feel like she didn't do her due diligence in, or better yet, she just wanted to be married.
She was desperate. She wanted to be married.
She just wanted to be married.
And she said all that.
I would have been.
But this is the thing that I think about as at the same time. I just pray that she don't let this taint her from still wanting what she wants.
But I would hope that she would be a little bit more aware.
Not as easy to get to.
And
COVID played a big part of the reason why she moved the way she moved.
We're not gonna blame COVID.
No, we are.
We're not gonna blame COVID. No, we can't blame COVID on stupidity.
Listen,
No.
When they shut down the world,
Mm-mm.
she said they made a decision after 2 weeks of knowing each other, 2 weeks of dating, all the talking, whatever. Are we gonna move in together? Because they're saying that you need to figure it out because all this moving around the town, you ain't finna do it. You need documentation to be on these streets.
Yeah, but I'm not fixing to move in with Michael Myers, and
But you don't know you're moving in with Michael Myers.
I'm not fixing to find out either. 2 weeks. Mm-mm.
Yeah, but everybody don't move like that.
Yeah. Mm-mm. It was. I think that she did not use her best judgment.
Well, she knows that.
Yeah.
We all know that.
Yeah.
But it's happened. I'm telling you what she said. Because they shut down the world, they decided that, and the pathological liars, what? The story getting more and more unbelievable. Greg, I said, if she made this story up, she is the best storyteller ever.
I don't believe she made it up. I believe this really happened to her because the depth, the couple of videos that I saw, there was real raw emotion there.
Right.
And you could tell it was real. It was.
Or
real.
she's a great actress.
Yeah.
I mean, all the above could be possible. But when I tell you that I hope she moves more strategically in the future. Yeah, that's what I said too.
Yeah,
it's way too detailed.
Yeah.
Way too detailed.
But I tell you one thing, I'm about to go.
When she talk about his nails and how dirty he looked and how he smelled when he came to sign those papers.
What papers?
Ready to sign them papers?
When they got married?
Divorce papers.
He stank.
He was homeless. He's so silly. Definitely real, even though he said it's a lie. Oh, you know what he looked like? I feel like everybody need to have a picture of what this man looked like. So every woman, because he was the third one that we know of, wife. And he was only married to 2 of them for 6 months.
I need the mother to wives to come with their stories. I think that they need to share. That's what I believe. I think those other 2 wives need to share because I guarantee you, he did the same thing to them.
What adults, male or female, move in after 2 weeks? Y'all know sometimes y'all piss me off. I ain't even gonna lie. Because we are acting as if. So how long? What's the time limit, Carlos? They found the first wife. Nikki said they found the first wife.
I want to hear her story. He said, so anyone seen Bob
Who exposed them? You know, the internet is undefeated.
Yes.
So you do something, they're gonna find all parties involved.
Uh-huh. You got to.
One wife wants nothing to do with him. Probably the second one, because remember, she said she called her and she said, "Don't mention my name in nothing. Do not bring me up in nothing. I don't want nothing to do with nothing." And the other one came out though.
But once they see the fame that she's getting, they'll both come out.
To be honest, sounds like. No, I don't want to know sounds like. Do you really know people if you're not living with them after 6 months or a year? I feel like we shouldn't put our beliefs on others as far as that is concerned. And to say, because people, whether it's romantic or not, people get roommates all the time that they don't know that they, I need a roommate to make the mortgage. I need a roommate to do this. Hey, Tanya, I need a roommate to do that. So you can't just say after 2 weeks, maybe for a relationship, sleeping in the same bed with one another. I mean, but that's the same as a one night stand. You don't know what you got. How many of those have you had? I'm just saying, let's not.
No.
Like, I just don't like when y'all do that. Oh, let's not act all high and mighty like we just don't do anything. Carlos, how long was we together?
Uh-oh.
Cause you ain't know me. You didn't know I was crazy.
Oh my God.
Look,
Don't you do it.
I'm about to get him started. I'm just saying. Oh,
No wonder she
a
was
roommate and
passionate
falling
about
in
it.
love.
No wonder she was passionate about it.
A roommate and falling in love with someone are two different damn things. Yeah, but they weren't in love. She wanted a husband. Greg. Here we go. Let's talk about it.
Okay.
Greg, how long did you know your wife before y'all moved in together? Before y'all got married? Who else is married on here? I want to know. Tell me how long you were with your husband before y'all felt like y'all could just laugh and joke in each other's arm overnight, after night, after night, after night. I don't care. Whatever relationship. It don't even have to be who you married to now. I'm just saying, in general. We just moving in with people. You need somebody. You need somewhere to go. Tell my Toya line just like that damn man. Hell, I didn't even fool you. That's not what we talking about. We talking about the romantic relationship. Is that not what we talking about?
That's what we're talking about. So, Carlos.
So I'm asking everybody. This goes out. Shit, we met on a Wednesday, and by Monday, that joker was in my every day. That you move too fast, Greg. Y'all can't be together this day. Y'all together on this day?
Okay, then we gonna
We
scratch
gonna
that
see.
one off. Risa Tisa.
We go see. Greg, are you and your wife still together on this day? February what's the date?
22nd.
22nd, 2024. And what year was that? See, you got to sit here and wait. Don't. You got to sit and wait for. Yes, we are. They still together. So I mean, it can work. It's just so happened that mug was crazy.
Yeah.
I mean,
I get it. I'm gonna give you that one. I get it.
Oh yeah, I know. I wouldn't watch his stuff either. He don't get no money from
Wait a
me.
minute. He has one too.
So y'all been together since 2002.
Is this him?
I don't know, but get off that. I don't want to see that. 60 days, Carlos. Is 60 days long enough for Chris to even think that he was in love with Mickey enough to ask her to move in after 60 days? Was that long enough? Because he said no, because he said 6 to 12 months. I'm just saying. All I'm saying is let's not be so judgmental when it comes to how she moved. That's all I'm saying, y'all. That's it. Let's not be so judgmental because sometimes you have to sit and think about what you've done. He's stuck now. See, that's what that man thought. That's what Legion thought, Mickey. Well, he's stuck now. Well, she's stuck now. She got me. She my wife now. That's not how that works at all.
So, what do we learn from this?
So I guess 2 weeks is some real good advice. Who's advising somebody to move in with somebody after knowing them for 2? Nobody's advising that. I said let's be real and not so judgmental about her and him moving in together.
I'll give you that one.
That's all I say.
I will give you that one. It made me look at it from a different perspective. For me, I wouldn't do it, but that's my opinion. No. And then 2 weeks, you sure ain't moving in with me.
Again, the circumstances was COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And she just was like, well, I need me some regular mandingo.
And then let me tell you, you tell me you a VP and you got all this money.
Okay, that's where the lion, nope, that's where the lion comes in at. Because he told her he had just moved. The company had just moved him there from California. And in that, he was like, the place that they wanted him to stay, they were going to put him up in, isn't ready yet. So he had this little itty bitty apartment, and she was like, well, I'm not going to move I'm used to all this space I got right here in this townhouse with 3 bedrooms. So if we're going to do this, then you're going to need to move in over here. That's what it was. It was a lie that got him in the door.
But my thing is that once he told that lie and he was in the door, though, Toya, and he went moving like a VP.
See, there you go again.
VP-ish.
There you go again.
Needs to move.
There you go again. Assuming she know what the hell a VP does.
Girl.
If she was making minimum wage somewhere, she said it was suspicious that he never wore a suit. But the explanation lie that he told her was the fact that, oh, I'm on the floor with my workers. We got to make sure everything is right. And ain't no need for me to have on no, what them little shoes? Ain't no need for me to wear that because I'm working. I'm in it. I need my people to know that we're in this together. I want everything to go right. Blah, 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 blah. I'm down there with them, making sure stuff is right.
I don't even think that she got the name of the company because one thing about it,
she never told the name of the company.
My husband is working is a VP
he was
at a company, and he should have a secretary. Okay, fine. I'm gonna call.
Whoa!
Hey.
He did. Did y'all remember him not being the secretary for himself? Did y'all not remember that?
No, he didn't.
Oh well, Greg asked a nice. Oh, right, Tiny. He wasn't in the beginning. He didn't say he was a VP. He said he moved and there was an opening and he would get the apartment or whatever. But either way, he was moving like he was making money because he had the pre-approval. And in her mind, she comes from nothing. She knows she can't get a pre-approval for no $750,000. And if a bank pre-approved you for that, then you done showed them something that says that you have this money or you're making enough money to where you can afford this. So she's seeing all these watches he got. She's seeing all these things that she feels are so expensive and so this and so that.
So that's what it is, Greg. VP stuff. Let me tell you something. We live in 2024. If you're going to tell me you all this and that, I need you better be coming with it.
Regional manager.
I don't want to hear all that bull crap.
He was a regional manager at first. He came there, he moved from California to be the regional manager.
Okay, so he looked like he had regional manager money. Cool.
Okay. And then he said that, he was getting the VP and then he was gonna get the car. They was giving him
and then the car never came. Didn't
No, he said that the car was, he didn't drive the car home because of where they live. He didn't want, that's exactly what he said. I know that you don't want, they only had a 1-car garage. Somebody had to park out. He didn't want her to park out, according to him. So it was always something. It was always something.
And didn't she say that he called? They was gonna go by his job, and he called somebody.
Yeah, he called the security. Let me call the security to see if anybody's there so we can get in. He was like, because my key only opens the floor. I can only go on my floor. Someone from downstairs has to let me into the building. That's plausible.
Yeah.
Okay, so he was really smart.
Yeah, he was.
He was really smart. So Greg wanted to know, is there a really big difference between staying at someone's house every day and moving in? I don't think so. You done left your toothbrush there. If you're going to come back every day, you might as well go ahead and move in.
He had an executive assistant. Who's his executive assistant?
He said Clayton County. was too dangerous, and he ain't lying. But that's what I'm saying. That was that everything, he had a weight around everything. David was him. He was David. There was no real David. Remember, the nurses talked to David. So the nurses didn't know what Legion sound like.
Who?
That she gave him the name of Legion.
But you said that the nurses talked to David.
Right. So they don't know what Legion sounds like. So when they called, it was like, oh yes, Legion. I don't know what I don't know what the real name was.
Yeah.
He's still in meetings, and he'll be in meetings. He said he'll get there as soon as, he comes out. That's not what was happening. He couldn't get off work yet.
At all.
So everything, he was very
he was calculated.
calculated.
He
very
was,
calculated.
but that lets me know he's a sociopath, psychopath, whatever.
He wasn't a VP at the beginning. Okay. What does a VP do? How do they act? Okay, Carlos says, let me open all the way up. She's at more fault in the situation than he was. She practically put herself in this position. How many times you gonna say that? We already done said that. She's already said that. We're now discussing not once, not twice, but 3 times, but multiple times. So it's hard to even feel a certain way on this matter. That's because you're a man.
Mm-hmm.
That's because you're a man. You're not gonna feel some type of way. You probably don't. You probably not one out looking for somebody to love you, somebody to build a family with you.
And so
It's harder for women.
yeah.
So you're not gonna understand.
It's very hard for women. It's very, very hard for women to be in this world right now and be trying to date.
Especially being in Atlanta. Who would have taken her to the hospital if she said, yes, your sister can take me? It was going to be the friend that's the sister. And even at the end of everything, because we've been on here for over an hour, even at the end of everything, she still kind of felt sorry for him because she realized that he's such a pathological liar. He has nobody in his life, nobody to love him, nobody to trust him, nobody to help him, nothing.
Yeah.
It was real sad that she was still feeling sorry for him. And mind you, she's only known this man 18 months.
Yeah.
Not enough time to where, first of all, you're not going to be keeping my hopes up.
Yeah.
All these empty promises.
Yeah.
I don't do that.
So what is our takeaway? What can we offer? Because we done, what is it that we can offer women or say to a woman that may be in Risa's position? Or you meet someone and it seems similar to Risa's situation. What would we say to a sister? What would we say to a woman?
Girl, be careful. Do not give your whole heart to him until you know for a fact. Don't intermingle money. Don't be cautious in how you move in this relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Get to know his family first. It's important.
But
remember when we were talking, and guess what? It still takes me back to COVID because in all of that, she couldn't see his family.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you couldn't go nowhere. You couldn't really do anything.
Okay, put them on speakerphone. Let me talk to them.
Even with the one sister that he kept saying he was talking to, and she said that finally, she was like, yeah, I'm available. We can go to the barbecue. She was having a barbecue. She hadn't talked to this girl. So this was going to be the first time her meeting this so-called sister. And on the way there, he acts as if he gets a phone call and he's like, oh, we was already on our way. Okay. Was everybody all right? Everything's good? Da 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 da. All right. Well, call us for the next one or whatever. So they had to count. Something happened. Crazy. What on the phone with nobody?
But it wasn't the first time. I'm talking about like,
But Marsha, think about it this way. Because I feel like you're thinking about it because you know he was lying. But if you don't know someone is lying, just how we fool kids all the time. We on the phone having a whole conversation. He was having a conversation, but it wasn't a kiddie conversation. It was a full-grown adult conversation that made sense.
but the same stuff happened with the house. The
He
same stuff
had
happened with the cars. The same
He had
thing
two
happened.
cell phones. One he claimed was a doggone work phone. It was
Yeah.
not. It was not a work phone. She believed it. Why? Why did she believe it? Because it made sense.
Yeah.
So everything that he did kind of made sense to her.
Yeah.
He had an explanation for everything.
And that's the scary part, because some stuff that's just scary.
Even
to
when
me.
she questioned him about going to the school in California, he had never been to California. He lied and said him and his wife got married and divorced in California. He lied and said the ex-wife daughter died from COVID. Everybody died from COVID.
And it just left him by himself because it made her feel like this man don't have nobody.
He has nobody.
I'm
Everybody is dying.
Yeah.
I need to
I'm
give her
all
$2,000 to help with the funeral. Lies.
Yeah.
That's the reason why the Cliff Note version, it ain't enough. It ain't enough to get
Let
down
me
to the
tell you
nitty gritty
something.
of how crazy this man
I'm
was.
not. I'm gonna keep reading. I'm gonna read the rest of the Cliff Note version so I can get the end of it. But I can't look at them videos. So what's the takeaways?
Stop allowing your heart to make irrational decisions. My sister said, get out. Carlos said, stop allowing your heart to make irrational decisions that don't add up in your head. Please get to know someone. The world is evil.
Oh, go on. Megan, I'm reading Megan's
So I
last
know
one.
he be killing people.
Yeah. He re-killing people. Exactly. He out here in these streets, loose.
Yeah, getting another wife.
So I guess I agree with everybody else. I would get out and I would make sure that after this story, if your stuff lines up with what she's saying and you still in it, there's no hope for you. I don't know.
It was crazy.
It was too
Everything
much.
about it. But you know what? Even if it came out on a Lifetime show, I will watch it, even though, because I watched it in my head as I was listening to the audio version of the story. She's gonna get an award for that.
So the audio version, where is it? Is it on Amazon?
No, it's that she set it up in TikTok as audio. All you have to do is press play on the first one, and when it goes up, it just keeps playing the next one and the next one and the next one and the next one and the next one. That's the reason why she did it like that.
He's a fake COVID serial killer. He definitely got here killing dreams. That's for sure.
Megan already told you he kept re-killing people.
Yeah,
Junebug got killed twice. The
Yeah.
granddaddy got killed twice. The grandmama got killed twice. The stepdaughter got killed once. Then she said she didn't even have the heart to tell her why she asked her about her daughter.
Yeah. Well, she know now. It was too much. Woo.
Well, that was a good conversation.
Mm-hmm.
We appreciate all the feedback. Everybody giving us a shout out.
And that was good information to give someone who may be going through this situation.
Get out, girl.
Get out.
No, just take your time.
And
because I will definitely. You see movies all the time where they talk about someone had a one night stand, got pregnant, and then they tried to make things work.
Yeah,
that happens.
I get it.
You don't know who you done slept with. You just saw somebody that looked good, and you just said, "You know what? Come on here. I ain't gonna see you tomorrow until I find out I'm pregnant. Damn, I gotta find a nigga. It's been 3 weeks. Let's see."
Yeah, but you also gotta love yourself, and if you're single, first love being single, because when you love being single, it's easier to attract somebody else. And being single is not a death sentence.
It's not.
It's not at all.
It's not.
It's
But,
that time when you're getting yourself together. If you're wanting somebody, you don't become a wife when you get married. You become a wife when you're single. So I don't. A wife is a state of mind. If that's the state of mind that you want to, if that's what you want to have.
And don't be so wrapped up in a title.
Yeah, forget a title. And I know y'all like, well, y'all they married, but we, been single too.
Barely.
Not Toya. Not Toya. Marsha, not Toya.
Because
all we did, life.
We did it one time, and that was it. You mine now.
Yes, yeah.
You done bought the cow.
And he bought it in how many days?
Take my money.
Okay. All right.
Oh God.
Well, this has been good.
This has been real good.
Yeah. Well, we will see y'all in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
And we'll have some more amazing conversation for you next week. But it's been great. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe.
I was just getting ready to say that.
You do that part because I'll be missing.
Yes. Click the notification bell so you can get notified when we come out, and subscribe. And
y'all, thank you, Mickey. You all look on our YouTube channel. Yes, thank you so much.
Her and Tanya.
Thank you, Tanya.
Well, we'll see you guys in 2 weeks. So till then, thank you. And tune in for another episode of Let's Talk About It. Good night, y'all.